Open your brokerage app. Look at the numbers on the screen. Look at that beautiful, upward trending green line. Your portfolio is at an all-time high. The S&P 500 is breaking records. The Nasdaq is soaring. You feel smart. You feel like you are finally winning the game. You look at your retirement account and you think, I am building wealth. The system is working. The politicians are on television taking credit for it. The financial anchors are ringing bells and popping champagne. They are telling you that the American economy is invincible. They call it a bull market. Welcome to Urban Raw. Today we are going to talk about the grandest illusion in modern financial history, the Patriot Bubble. And we are going to explain why the green numbers on your screen are not a sign of your wealth. They are a measurement of your impoverishment. Let's get casual for a second. I want you to imagine a scenario. Imagine you are sitting in your living room. Suddenly, the thermometer on your wall starts to rise. It goes from 70 degrees to 80, then 90, then 100. You look at the thermometer and you think, wow, my house is getting so warm and cozy. This is fantastic. The heating system is doing a phenomenal job. So you invite your friends over for a party to celebrate how incredibly warm your house is. You are all cheering, pointing at the thermometer as it hits 120 degrees. But you are completely ignoring the fact that the walls are turning black. You are ignoring the thick smoke filling the room. The temperature isn't rising because your heating system is great. The temperature is rising because your house is on fire. That thermometer is the stock market, and the fire is the death of your currency. What you are experiencing right now is not a booming economy. It is a melt-up. It is the desperate final stage of a fiat currency system where the money is losing its purchasing power so rapidly that people are frantically dumping cash into anything that holds value. Stocks, real estate, art. Wall Street wants you to suffer from a very specific psychological condition. It is a behavioral economics concept called the money illusion. Coined by Irving Fisher over a century ago, the money illusion is the tendency of human beings to think of currency in nominal terms rather than in real terms. It means when you see your portfolio go up by 10%, your brain releases dopamine. You feel 10% richer. You celebrate. But your brain fails to process the shadow inflation. Your brain ignores the fact that the cost of housing went up 20%. The cost of a new car went up 15%. The cost of raw food went up 25%. Nominally, you are a millionaire. Functionally, you are a peasant. Let's do a hard fact check right now. Let's look beyond the nominal illusion. If you price the S&P 500 in United States dollars, it looks like a rocket ship. It looks like the greatest wealth-generating machine in human history. But dollars are a broken measuring stick. The government prints trillions of them out of thin air to fund their deficits. So, what happens if we change the measuring stick? What happens if we price the stock market in a hard asset that cannot be printed? Let's price the S&P 500 in gold. If you look at the stock market priced in ounces of gold, the S&P 500 hasn't actually made a new all-time high since the year 2000. Let that sink in. For over 2 decades, the real purchasing power of the American stock market has been flat or down. The entire boom you have been sold is just a reflection of the dollar collapsing in real time. You don't have to look at complex charts to see this. Just look at the community experiences of ordinary retail investors. I was reading a popular investing forum yesterday. A young guy posted a screenshot of his brokerage account. He was so proud. He made $15,000 in the market this year. Everyone in the comments was congratulating him. But then, further down in the thread, he admitted that his landlord just raised his rent by $400 a month, and his auto insurance doubled, and he can no longer afford to buy a starter home in his city, even with his stock market gains. He won the battle on his screen, but he is losing the war in reality. He is trapped in the Patriot Bubble. The establishment wraps this bubble in the American flag. They tell you that buying stocks is betting on American innovation. They tell you that questioning the market is unpatriotic. Why do they do this? Because the system requires you to be the exit liquidity. The elites, the politicians, the massive hedge funds, the central bankers, they know the currency is being debased. They know the national debt is mathematically unpayable. So they need a place to park their massive wealth. But they cannot sell their overpriced paper assets unless there is a buyer on the other side. That buyer is you. They use the media to pump the narrative of the unstoppable bull market. They encourage you to automatically deposit a portion of your paycheck into index funds every 2 weeks, blindly, no matter what the price is. They need your constant, unquestioning flow of capital to prop up the valuations of the companies they already own. You are holding the bags filled with depreciating paper, while they are quietly using that liquidity to buy physical land, water rights, and hard commodities. If you want to understand exactly how this psychological and financial trap plays out, you must study history. I highly recommend a book called When Money Dies by Adam Ferguson. It documents the hyperinflation of the Weimar Republic in the 1920s. Do you know what happened to the German stock market during that time? It exploded. It went to the moon. People thought they were becoming incredibly wealthy because their stock portfolios were rising by millions of marks every single day. They were cheering for the green arrows, just like you are now. But when they sold those stocks to buy bread, a single loaf cost 1 billion marks. The stock market boom was nothing but a mirage of hyperinflation. The people holding paper assets were wiped out. The people holding physical assets survived. History does not repeat itself, but it rhymes. In 2026, the American stock market is the ultimate distraction. It is a pacifier put in your mouth to keep you quiet while the purchasing power of your labor is stolen. So what do? First, you cure yourself of the money illusion. You stop measuring your wealth in nominal fiat currency. You start measuring your wealth in how many hard assets you control. How much land do you own? How much physical energy infrastructure do you control? What skills do you possess that cannot be automated or inflated away? You must stop playing their game on their board. When you buy an index fund at an all-time high in a debased currency, you are essentially buying a ticket for a seat on the Titanic, and you are paying for it by selling pieces of your own lifeboat. Wall Street is not your friend. The central bank is not your savior. The green numbers on your screen are a digital anesthetic designed to keep you numb to the reality of the economic fire burning around you. We have compiled all the data for you. The entire deep dive kit, the charts showing the stock market priced in gold, the historical breakdown of the money illusion, the terrifying case studies of retail investors losing their purchasing power, and the link to the book, When Money Dies, is down in the description below. Do not take my word for it. Look at the raw data yourself. Break the conditioning. If you are ready to stop being manipulated by digital numbers, if you want to learn how to see the economy for what it truly is, hit that subscribe button. Because the house is burning, and it is time to stop cheering for the thermometer. Take control of your reality. Stay raw. I'll see you in the next one.